Why do you support Donald Trump?
Um, to start off, I agree with the immigration thing, like, deporting them. Um, my reason behind that is because, there's people that, like immigrants, that commit crimes and some of them get away with it. And there's I mean I personally have experienced things with immigrants, and it caused me to have to like completely change schools and stuff. And if it wasn't for Trump's like mass deportation, that guy would still be in America and I'd still have to face him. So there's things like that I just agree with him. There's
Um, I
also
I think
things.
Democrats are going after and trying to deport those that have committed violent crimes and bad crimes. So anyone
I'm
that
just
would
saying,
be
if he
a
hadn't have
threat
been
to you, I
here
would agree
if
with
he hadn't
the
have
fact that
been
they should be
here
deported.
illegally, then it probably would have never happened.
But the reality of the matter is that there are people affected by tourism and tourists, and if we ban tourism, they wouldn't have been allowed into the country. But that doesn't mean we should ban tourism from an overall standpoint. Undocumented immigrants are
I
multiple
mean, yeah,
times
true. And
less
then
likely to commit violent crime, drug crime, property crime in the country comparative to natural-born U.S. citizens.
I mean, yeah, I mean, okay. But then there's also things we have, like we have visa programs for immigrants to come in legally, and the immigrants that come in illegally are actually taking those opportunities away. And I know this because I worked with a bunch of them. There's like a program, it's called the H2A program, and it's where like you can bring in immigrants and they can come in on visas and they can work. But the issue is the illegal immigrants are taking those jobs because it's cheaper.
So
So a
provide
lot
them a
of like
legal
farm
pathway to
work.
citizenship so that they get the same market rates as everyone else, right? And
Well, what I'm
so that it
saying is
doesn't
the
have that
illegal
impact.
immigrants are coming in, taking jobs away from people that
Yeah,
come
so
in
and I'm saying
legally
provide them a
from
legal
other
pathway that's
countries.
quicker because the current legal process takes years and costs thousands of dollars to be able to go through. So the reason why people are going through the
Okay,
process
but
undocumented is because the current legal process takes way too long. So let's try to incentivize people to go through said legal process by making it significantly quicker, right? And also provide a vetting process for everyone who's in the country undocumented who has not committed a violent crime or bad crime. If anyone's a threat to someone's safety or to anyone's safety and security, of course we don't disagree with them being deported, right? But like most
okay,
people who are
well,
in the
okay.
country
What
undocumented
I'm
are not.
saying is I'm talking about the illegal immigrants coming in, taking job opportunities away from not Americans, just Americans, but also the illegal immigrants the legal immigrants that come in on visas to work so they can provide for their family, because they come in for like 6 months to get a job. They're not able to get the jobs because illegal immigrants are coming in and taking those jobs. So that's
Well,
the problem.
well, if you
So
provide
now that
legal
people
pathway to
are doing it
citizenship,
right,
it doesn't happen.
the people that are
Immigration.
doing it right are not getting like the jobs they need. They can't come in and work because there's no job because illegal immigrants have taken it.
So immigration
So
increases employment for natural-born U.S. citizens. If you provide a quicker legal pathway for all of these undocumented immigrants, these disastrous impacts that you're trying to reference, right, wouldn't impact people because of the fact that they would be going through the legal process and it would impact the economy, such as illegal immigration. So the way to
right.
address this is not mass deportation because that creates the whole idea of people coming to the country undocumented in that first place. The way to address this is by providing a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants again who have not committed a violent crime or bad crime. Again, the people we should be focused on deporting
One
are those
second.
that have
One second.
who are a threat to the safety and security of our communities.
Just because your people are asking like what jobs, so there's jobs that people can come in. I know about the H2A program. They can come in and they can work on farms. It could be horse farms, it could be dairy farms, like agricultural farms. They can come in and work. So that's the kind of jobs I'm talking about. That these workers can come and get like their visas and work there.
Yeah,
um,
and the reason
so
why
yeah.
they're accepting lower wages than market wages is because of the threat of mass deportation. That's literally the reason. If you provide them a legal pathway, right, then they will literally be taking market wages because they have more bargaining power within the market. So you're creating the condition in which causes that impact by supporting mass deportation rather than supporting amnesty policies such as the one that I
I,
mentioned.
I just think my thought is, how is it fair to the people that are doing it right and getting these visas whenever the illegal immigrants are taking those opportunities away from people that are doing it right? I
Provide
just
them a
don't agree
legal
with that.
pathway. It wouldn't be able to. The idea
There
that it
is
takes
legal
away from
pathways.
everyone,
Why don't
because
they?
one thing I need you to take into account as well is that when people come to our country, it increases demand for like goods and services, which increases the amount of jobs that are going to be created as well. So the idea that they're just fulfilling
Right.
jobs,
Okay.
right, doesn't take into
Yeah,
account
but
that
what
they're also
I'm
creating jobs within the economy as well, right? But like the idea is that obviously this impact that you're referencing wouldn't be as prevalent if you provided the legal pathway to citizenship to a greater extent, which is what Democrats are advocating for. Republicans are the ones that are trying to make it harder for people to come in through the legal process, which actively speaking incentivizes people to come to the country
not you can't
undocumented.
say all Republicans. That's the
Most
thing though, because
Republicans,
there is farmers. No, there is farmers though that are I know this because I live around this area with a bunch of farmers that want the visa to be a quicker process. But the issue is like they have workers already, but they're getting deported now, so they're realizing, okay, I don't have workers. I need this visa process to speed up. So there's people, Republicans, actually trying to get that sped up. Like that's a legit
which
thing.
Republicans?
The farm workers, they literally are trying to get Trump to not
Like in
just speed up
Congress.
the
Like in
process.
Congress, which Republicans?
I don't know that deep. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know that deep. But what I'm saying is, there's people like me on the Trump side that want the process to be sped up, and they also don't want the process to just be sped up. They want the pay to be increased as well, because they're trying to lower the pay for them, but they need the money to go back and support their families at home. And like that's things Republicans that you guys don't necessarily see. That's things we want.
If you want to help out
So
farmers, Trump's tariffs definitely don't help out farmers.
it's
I
not just to help out farmers, it's
so then what's
because we don't
the
have workers to produce food as quickly. That's
you
also
want
the
work you
issue.
want more workers in the country, so then provide more legal immigration. That's what we're advocating for.
Okay,
We
and
agree.
that's what
If you
I
want more
mean, there's
legal
people that
immigration,
want that.
if you want more legal immigration, we're not disagreeing with you. That we totally agree with that.
I mean, I'm just saying though, I'm not gonna agree with illegal immigrants that are also like they're taking opportunities away from people trying to get here the correct way, and then there's illegal immigrants that are violent and creating violent crimes and stuff like that. Like I'm not gonna support that. I'm not gonna stand there and like protest for them. I don't agree with that. And then I know there's also things that you've talked about, like the healthcare system. Like, yes, our healthcare is expensive, but I don't think you all realize that like our healthcare we provide here is way better than like a healthcare you would get in like England. Like you break your arm in England, you have to wait 3 days to even get a cast on it or to even be seen. In America, you can go to the emergency
I
room.
definitely don't think that's true in all circumstances. Now, if you want to address like access to healthcare, it's actually better for those countries. It's less costly comparative to the United States. They have better health outcomes, and people don't die because of lack of access to health insurance. In this country, now very rich people get very good access to
They,
healthcare,
they,
but the average
they
person
can
does
say it's
not.
not
There
true.
are
I know
tens
it's
of
true because
millions
I
of
have
people in
friends
this
from out of
country that
America.
are uninsured
So,
and underinsured. Tens of millions of people.
yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so like, what about
they
them?
can say it's not true.
What about the 130
Sorry,
million Americans that
sorry,
have
I'm
medical
reading your
debt?
comments. I mean, yeah, but the medical you get here is higher than what you would get somewhere else. Like, do you understand how easy it is to become like a nurse in other countries? Like, we have a process, and why it's so hard is because we provide good health care.
I
And
don't
so,
think
I will
think it's
say in some
necessarily
ways,
easier in other countries to become a nurse. What are you talking about?
they're not valued. Like, it's not as much as it's not valued as much in other places as it like is here.
What countries is it not valued as much?
England, I know this because my boyfriend's from England, and he will tell you straight up, like, the medical there is shit compared to America. And
Okay,
he
so
has worked. He
that's
comes from
not the
like
case. One person's position on that is not respective of the whole country. If you look at
well, his also all his
hold
friends
up.
that are from England too.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Again, one friend group isn't going to be responsible of demonstrating of the entirety of the UK. If you look at the UK as a whole, they have a greater satisfaction rating comparative to the United States for their access to healthcare,
okay,
like comparative to the United States. So there's more people in the United States that dislike the American system than there are people within the UK that dislike their system.
well,
Does it make sense?
also yeah, I get what you're saying. I was gonna say the immigration thing, and we can go back to that if you want. Um, it makes me laugh because like I sit on your lives a lot and like I just listen, and like you guys are like all like against it. Not all of you all, but like a lot of you guys are against it. And, like people are
Actually,
protesting
can I give
against
you the
it.
numbers first, real quick?
Yeah, you
So for
can.
the United States, very satisfied is 30%. Neither satisfied nor dissatisfied is 25%, and then not very or not at all satisfied is 43%. Right? If you look
Okay.
at the UK, 53% is very slash fairly satisfied. 24% is neither satisfied nor dissatisfied, and then only 22% is not very or not at all satisfied. So comparing the
Okay.
two, the U.S. has significantly lower levels of satisfaction rates comparative to the UK.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you win that one. There you go. The immigration. I mean, I'll tell you straight up. Like, you're right. I mean, I've been dying to like debate you. To say I like hate you. That's why I'm trying to be like civil with
You're swiping into the app. I
you. A
can't
lot
hear
of
you
you
when you
guys
swipe out. I'm
like
just
will
letting you know.
protest against.
You said what?
Oh, sorry. Um, Another thing, I've made like a list because I've been waiting for this moment. You guys like the whole like protest against like immigration and stuff. I just like I feel like your guys' side is very hypocritical because there's like been times when like Obama has been like interviewed and he said the same thing as Trump, like we're gonna have a mass deportation, like all this and that. I just don't understand like how you guys hate when like Trump says stuff like that, but then like Obama says it and like it's okay.
Crazy idea, crazy idea. I disagree with it when both Republicans and Democrats do it. Just Republicans do it to a significantly greater extent. For example, the expedited
Okay.
removal that existed under Obama was applicable to people within 100 miles of the border and within the country for less than 2 weeks. Trump has extended that to everyone within the jurisdiction of the country that's been within the country for the last 2 years. That's definitely going to expand to significantly more people and obviously going to be disenfranchising people's due process rights to a significantly greater extent. So that's what I would point to is that I don't 100% agree with Democrats, but I do right, agree with them to a greater extent than Donald Trump by far, right? And also, like to clarify, like Trump, his administration is defending literally the
Okay.
in broad daylight murder of Renee Good. Do you think that she was murdered?
Um, I don't. I
You
mean,
don't
yes,
think she
she
was
was killed.
murdered?
Do I
No, was
agree with
she
that? No, I
murdered?
don't
Was it
condone violence.
unjustified?
Do I think um not no, I don't think so.
It was not justified, or it was justified.
No, like it was justified
It
because
was. So you
I
think it
mean
was
in the
self
videos I've
defense?
seen like she yeah.
From the video you saw, what?
I mean in the video I saw it's like she's turning the wheel and she's going at the ICE agent.
No. Which way did she turn the wheel?
I'm be honest with you, bro, I didn't look that deep into it. Like I've seen like the clips I've seen. I don't know
Okay.
which way she turned
Okay.
it. It
So
looked like she turned it towards
let's
him.
just see what you remember from the video. Which way did she turn, and where was the officer located, in respect or comparative to the car?
Okay, let's say I'm watching the video. He was on the left side, so she turned her wheel to the left from the video I saw,
Okay. So she actually, according to
like
the cell
towards
phone
him.
footage of the officer, turned her wheel to the right, and we could see her turn her wheel to the right. And the officer was on the left side of the vehicle. The second and third shot actually demonstrate that because they went through the driver side of the vehicle, right? Like like the side like window you have on the vehicle. It went through that one, which was down.
Yeah.
So it quite literally went through that, showing that he was on the side of the vehicle. And also, like we obviously clearly saw that she was turning, right? So like you understand, he didn't have reason to believe in that circumstance that she was going to be running him over, especially because he went to reach for his gun by the time that she was literally not even moving forward yet. So in that circumstance, you don't plant and reach for your gun when they're not even moving forward yet. If you think that they're going to come towards you, you try to jump out of the way to a greater extent, which he clearly didn't try to do very much.
Yeah. Well, my thing is though, like if she had no, I mean, you can say she had a right to be interfering, but I know that like if a cop's doing something and if I go and interfere, like I'm now putting myself at risk because I decided that it was my problem and to interfere. Because now you become part of the crime, the issue.
Wait, what do you
That's what she
mean?
wanted. She wanted to become part of it.
So let me clarify. She
Like,
was
okay, let's say
the way that she
that.
was on the street. She was there for less than 3 minutes, right? And she let an agent go past them.
Okay, okay. The video I saw, because there was another video too of the person with her, I guess. Um, obviously they were trying to piss off the agents. They were trying to get a reaction out of them, get them mad. Okay, so let's say that I'm at Walmart and someone's shoplifting, and then I decide that I'm gonna tell the cop, like run my mouth to him. Well, now I'm interfering, so now I'm part of the issue. So now I can get arrested. I know this. So I
So
mean,
let me
in a way,
clarify.
she put herself in that position.
I don't think ICE has jurisdiction in this context because I do think it would qualify as a traffic violation because of the fact that it would be she wasn't impeding them from being able to do their job. They were going door to door and she let them go past. So I don't think it should qualify, right, as right reasons for her to be what's it called, detained. I do think that right it should be
Okay.
considered an unlawful order.
Okay. And that's okay for you to feel that way. I mean, I feel the way I do. That's fine. Um,
Yeah, like what
but
jurisdiction do they have? They don't have the ability to make traffic stops.
I mean, I don't know exactly what all they have, but I'm just saying if they can like do the things they're doing, I'm not gonna interfere with what the hell they got going on, because then that makes me, I'm putting myself in a position of harm.
Wait, you might. Okay,
I mean,
sure.
it's just
That
common sense.
wait, that might be the
If she
action you
didn't want a
engage in,
problem,
but could it be reasonable for a person to be in the same circumstances Renee Good? Absolutely.
I mean, sure, if she was just a regular pedestrian walking down, the sidewalk and then she got shot, I'd be like, okay, that's bull. They shouldn't have done that. But she was putting herself in a position to where she knew she was going to piss people off. She
Oh
knew what
wait,
she was trying to do. They
wait. So why
wanted a
don't you say that about
reaction
the
out of
officer?
her.
The officer put himself in a situation in which the vehicle could go towards him. Why didn't he go on the side of the
The
vehicle?
officer was doing her job, and then the videos I saw, they were
Wait,
literally, I
wait, wait,
mean,
wait.
I would
That's
say
actually from a
harassing them.
self-defense perspective called officer induced jeopardy. You can't put yourself in the circumstance, plant in front of the vehicle when you could have got out of the way, and then claim self-defense as a basis of that.
Okay. What if she had something in the car? I mean, we don't know his point of view.
What did she have in the car? A dog? What is the dog gonna do?
I don't know. I'm just saying
Woof.
if I'm telling her to do stuff and she's not doing it, I'm just saying, like, I mean, you don't know with people. Like, at the end of the day, she shouldn't
The
have been
plushies are
doing
gonna
what she
attack the
was
ice
doing.
agent. The ice agent had to do this because the plushies were
She
gonna
looked
attack
like
him.
she'd own a of Plushies.
No,
I mean,
look at the you can
probably.
see in the back of the vehicle. Like I'm serious. Like there were literally plushies back there. Like that's literally why I'm saying that. Like I'm serious. Like get a grip.
There you
Like
go. But
obviously, right before that, she even said, "I'm not mad at you."
she can say that, but I mean, the person that was in the car beside her looked like she was, like, sounded like she was pissed off
No one was
in the
beside
video,
her
because
in the
there's a
car.
video. Out of the car. The girl didn't get out of the
Out of the
car.
car. Out of her. Yeah, her wife out of the car.
Oh,
Wait,
okay. I guess her
they
wife.
sound yeah. Like what about what they were? Wait, what about what they were saying justifies Renee Good being shot? And they didn't even seem super mad. They said like, "Are you gonna come after us, big boy?"
Okay, so they're literally like trying to create a problem. That's what you guys don't understand is
What?
you all
No,
keep
no. They
pushing
were
people.
identifying that she was a U.S. citizen and that they have no ability to have any jurisdiction over her.
Okay, I mean, yeah, they're not wrong if that's how that is. I'm just saying, like, why did they put themselves in that position to begin with?
Ask why again, the officer is held to higher standards than just normal civilians, okay? Why do they put
I mean,
themselves in
I
that
know this.
circumstance? Regardless of why they put themselves in the circumstance, this shouldn't have occurred.
So you just said that ICE was officers, so
Y-
they are police.
I'm not I'm you know what I mean. I was not meaning that they're like police. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm just saying, like, from what I saw,
And by the way, there
I
could be
don't
an
know the whole
ICE officer as
situation.
well.
I haven't like looked that deep into that one exactly. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm just saying, like, I do support immigration. If you all think that wasn't right, I guess it wasn't right. But like,
I guess I'm just
yeah.
not understanding here how you think that it was just like that she was going towards him when it was clear that she was turning away from him. It was clear, especially on the second. Do you think the second and third shot were justified because he shot from the side of the vehicle?
I have a question, just because like I said, I haven't looked that deep into the video. Did he ask her to get out of the vehicle?
There was not only did they ask that, but they also said to leave the scenario. So there were conflicting orders.
Okay. So, but we have one saying get out of the vehicle.
and then the other
and
one
then
saying, get
she's
out of here.
right. Okay, so let's
You have
say
two
that
separate
she
conflicting
wasn't.
orders.
All right, let's say she wasn't trying to run him over, and one of them just told her to get out of the vehicle. Meaning, okay, she wasn't trying to run him over. She turned the other way, so she was trying to leave. What if she was like? What if they thought she was trying to flee?
Yeah, if she's trying to flee, that's not reason to shoot her.
I mean, I agree, but I
This is in
again, I don't
GTA.
know.
Like you don't just
I'm
shoot
telling
people in
you,
cars like that. Like that's not how it works.
no, you're joking. I can't just do that. That's crazy. Who would have fucking thought?
Well, exactly. So
I'm
then
just
like
saying, I don't
why do you
know
think it's justified that he did that?
because it sounds like he was trying to do his job, and then they interfered, and they had done something. I don't know what they had done. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't looked that deep into it. I don't know. But what I'm telling you is, if he's trying to do his job and they interfered, then something had to have happened.
So
And
you
then
think so? Okay, so I have watched
if
the
it
video
gets
over and
over,
over and over and over again, and I can tell you there's really no good reason to believe that the ICE agent shouldn't have been able to get out of the way in that circumstance. He reached for the gun
okay,
before she even moved forward. He was looking for a
yeah,
circumstance to literally try and get I think he was looking for a way to try and get vengeance on someone specifically who would be in a circumstance in a car driving like towards him, right? Which again in the circumstance she was driving away from him. But I think he was just trying because again before she was even moving forward, he was already reaching for the gun. There's no reasonable officer that would do that. Genuinely, no reasonable officer, no reasonable agent would decide to reach for a gun before they're moving forward when in the circumstance that they were, rather than trying to jump out of the way. It is absurd. No reasonable officer would have put themselves in the circumstance in the first place. Genuinely, you would have expected that they would put themselves on the side of the vehicle, right, alongside of that, right? So I think that there's multiple of those things there to take into account.
yeah. Well, I
And he
guess we'll
also
see.
was
I also,
angry. He literally called her a after.
well, I mean, I guess I didn't watch the video, so I'm gonna take your word for it. I guess he did
That's
call her a
that's true.
fucking
You can
bitch,
look at the comment section. Everyone's gonna say, "Yep."
but
No,
okay.
no one
Well,
can
I mean,
dispute that. That's like it was clearly in the footage of the cell phone footage. You can hear him say it.
okay. Well, I guess I need to watch it. I didn't know that, but okay. That's all. I just wanted to debate you. So thank you for letting me live out my moment.
Oh, but one thing before you go, is there anything Trump could do that would get you to stop supporting him?
Um, I mean, not that I know of. I mean, well, obviously, like if he did some really f***ed up shit, like I'd be
Such
like, all right,
as?
fuck this. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, it's pretty broad. Like I don't know. Um, fuck, give me some ideas here. I don't fucking know. Shit.
What
You're like,
about if
there's so
he
many
was held
things.
civilly liable to a woman?
I mean, yeah,
You
that's
would
pretty
stop
fucked
supporting him
up.
in that context?
I mean, how many years ago was this?
I mean, I'm guessing in that context, would you stop supporting him? Say it happened in
I mean,
1996.
yeah, sure, but I
You
mean,
would?
I'll be
Okay,
honest
so
with
look up
you.
Trump liable essay that actually did
Right?
happen.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was held liable,
Right.
so therefore you'd stop supporting him, right?
Right. Okay. But let me tell you something. I'm also not gonna stand with the side that's protesting against. Keep the people here whenever the people you all are supporting are the ones that did that to me. I'm not gonna do
No,
that.
no, we're
No.
not defending people who have committed violent crimes and bad crimes. I've been very clear with
I've
my
seen.
position
Oh no. I've
that
seen
anyone that's a threat to the
interviews of
safety and security,
people.
anyone who's a threat to the safety and security of our communities, I agree that they shouldn't, they should be deported. That's not a dispute that I have
So,
there,
so how do
right?
we
But the
know
point that
that
you're,
the people that they are
what?
deporting? How do we know that some of the people they are deporting aren't the ones that have committed, the violent crimes? Because, like I said, the
Obviously,
guy that did
I'm
it
not
to
disputing
me.
some of them are, right? But what you're not understanding is that most of them are not, right? Most of them are not people specifically who have committed violent crimes. Okay, it is mostly people who have come to the country just for a better life, and they're racially profiling people. They're detaining people for their accents. Literally, I saw a video of someone being detained for their accent, right? And they're a U.S. citizen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna agree with that. But too, I mean, I'm not gonna say I 100% agree with everything that like the right does, but I don't agree with half the stuff, like most of the stuff
Wait,
you
so
guys
wait,
like
if
agree
you could
with.
agree that you wouldn't stand with Donald Trump, you wouldn't vote for him, you could still say you wouldn't vote for Democrats and you wouldn't vote for Trump. We can at least get to that standpoint, and then I can try to convince you that
Well, no,
Democrats are
because
better.
I mean, I really do support Trump, and like, it's not like anything crazy. It's just the whole like, not to bring it up and be like, oh, like pity me. No, I mean, I like that you guys don't know who I am because I never say this like out loud, but like the fact that he deported that guy, like that literally is like a dream come true. Like, and I honestly I wasn't like into all the like Trump stuff and all the like all that or Kamala stuff until he did that, and I was like, okay, like yeah, he's got my vote. Like I will support that guy because that was
Both
like
sides
I
would
don't know, it's like
advocate to
weight
deport
lifting off
people
of me.
specifically who are a threat.
Hmm?
Both sides want to deport people who are a threat. Trump himself is
Yeah,
a
I see
Trump
you
Trump
guys like
himself is a guy who's bragged about walking to the changing rooms with women while they're changing without their consent. Where an 18-year-old came out said there were four girls as young as in these changing rooms. Donald Trump said he would date a girl in 10 years. Donald Trump daughter on countless occasions. Donald Trump's best buddy, best friend was Epstein. He said he likes beautiful women as much as he does, many of them on the younger side, right? Epstein talked about how he's known a bunch of bad people, but
I
none as bad
love
as Donald
I'm
Trump.
sorry too. One thing I will say, like your people in your comments right now, they want to say that, I'm a supporter. I'm not gonna say it because it might mess up like your live or whatnot. They say that I'm a supporter of what I'm not. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Mm-hmm.
But they say I'm a supporter of that. Like it just shows how like unsensitive you guys are. Like you don't care because like you say like, oh, we don't support people that do that, but then they want to throw in my face like and say that like that's up.
What? I'm confused. Like I mean, you're defending Trump right now, right? Even though he was held civilly liable, even though there's 26 plus people that have accused him of misconduct, even though he's bragged about engaging in exploitation himself, even though he's literally his daughter. I mean, how many things does Donald Trump have to do in order for you to say that you don't support him anymore? Does he have to defend, like in the Epstein files, where he's not releasing them, where only 1% of the Epstein files have been released? What does he have to
I
do?
mean, I
Like,
mean,
at what point will it be enough to say that you don't support him anymore? Essentially, is the point we're trying to get to here.
okay, well, I mean, you're gonna have to get to a lot of points because I don't see you guys doing anything that like he had for me. I guess.
What?
I think
Again, I've told you multiple times what my
if
position is. Anyone who's a threat to the safety and security of America, right, should be deported, right, if they've committed a violent crime or bad crime.
right, I mean, they should be. But whenever Biden was in office and we took my case to court and all that stuff happened, and it was obvious he was an illegal immigrant, he was still here for some reason.
Wait, so there was a process
He was still.
that doesn't necessarily mean that like Biden caused the process, right, specifically for it to take
I'm
that
just
long.
saying it wasn't as high on radar of like okay, like whatever. I mean, he still was
They
here.
were
He worked
definitely
his.
deporting people who have committed violent crimes and bad crimes. It just takes a court process to be able to go through that.
Okay. Well, he was here for like 2 years still after. So obviously they weren't working quick enough. So, I mean, I'm just
Well,
going to
I mean,
say
I
Trump got in
agree that things
office
like that should be
and
worked on
then
quicker. I don't dispute you there, but like I just don't think that's specifically Trump that caused that.
I'm not saying, I mean, he's the one that started the mass deportation and literally right after he started it, I mean, not even like 2 weeks later, the guy was gone. So, I don't
So the Biden
understand.
Harris administration did deport people, right? That just
Obviously
Trump.
not. Obviously they didn't because that guy was still walking around.
So were there millions of people that were deported under the Biden Harris administration?
I mean, sure, I guess. I don't know the rates on that. I mean, you're saying yes, so I'm gonna take your word for it. You seem like a smart guy, so yeah.
Okay. So
But I'm
the
just
point that I
saying
would
they
make
weren't
is that
working
like
quick
there's
enough.
nothing that specifically indicates that it would be Trump specifically in that context, and I think that all of us would agree that someone who's a threat to you, we obviously don't want them in the country. We're not disputing you there. We totally agree with you there. I guess
Right.
I just don't see how that gets you to support someone who is a predator himself.
I mean, I don't know. He got the predator out of my life, so whatever.
But are you okay with a predator being in the Oval Office?
I mean, no, not really, but
Okay. So then you
I,
don't
I
support
don't I don't
Trump.
know about the whole. Huh?
So then you don't support Trump.
Sure. I guess I don't. I guess you guys converted me to not picking a side.
Okay. Alrighty. I mean, I hope I can convince you otherwise in the future, specifically to move more towards our position. But I mean, at least I would
Right.
accept that now. Again, no one, none of us agree with people who have committed violent crimes and bad crimes staying in the country. Like that would be absurd. No one's gonna agree with
Some
that.
right. But I mean, there's also,
Are
I
there
mean,
some?
I've
Are there
seen.
okay? Are there some people that genuinely will say that? Sure. Right? Are they? Do they have
Yeah.
wild views? Obviously. Do they have absurd views?
Yeah.
Obviously. Like, would the average person agree with
And it's
them? Obviously
and
not.
it's like that on both sides. I mean, I will say
Sure,
it's like that
of
on both
course.
sides. Like, I mean, we're all like not all of us, but both sides are fucked up in their own way. But
They're no, they're just obviously people on both sides that can have fucked up takes, right? But
yeah,
it's not representative of the entire side as a whole. Now, I do think that the Republican Party is significantly more extreme because of how Donald Trump has invaded the Republican Party and caused 90% of the Republican Party to support him, even though he's done such extreme and wild things, and he is an incredibly insane person.
yeah. I mean, I will. I think that some of the right, yeah, can be really extreme. I'm not gonna say like if I called. I mean, before this, obviously, I called myself to be someone like on the right. I didn't support like the extreme stuff. Like that was part of the reason I didn't like the left. I'm like, you guys take it, like to the max. Like you do crazy shit in your protests. So like going back to like the ICE thing, if it comes back and he did just straight up murder her, then you guys won that one. That's up. I'm not gonna support that. But yeah, no, I guess
Alrighty.
that's just my take on why I support Trump. But I'll
Alright,
let
well,
you go back to
I appreciate you coming up.
debating other people. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully your fans don't hate me. I think they do. But all right, you have a good day.
Alrighty, for sure.
This is actually for the lady who was just on, because I think you were talking about Good when at the very end when she said murdered. The autopsy. So they had an independent autopsy that actually came out. It came out last night or today, and they actually found that she was shot 3 times. Okay, once in the arm, once in the chest, and then once in the left temple. Okay, now this is important. Now this is important to listen. It was found that the shots to the arm and the chest were not fatal, meaning that it would have taken her a lot of time to basically to turn alive. The shot to the left temple was fatal. That's what killed her. Okay, the shot to the left temple. That was the third shot. That was the third shot. Okay, so people on here who have for weeks have defended the fact. Remember, this is important, Parker. Hold on. I'm gonna turn my camera on. Okay, look, just listen. People have for weeks on here have said to you, MAGA supporters have said to you that they think that the first shot was justified, but that the subsequent shots were not justified or more problematic. But now we know that the very last shot, the one that is the least justified, is the one that killed her. So, and so if you combine that, okay, that fact alone, with the fact that we know that for 8 minutes prior, or sorry, for 8 minutes after she was unalive, or after she was shot, she was alive for 8 minutes, okay? She probably couldn't have been saved, but she definitely did not get the level of care she would. And so that I think is important to point out now that we actually do have evidence that that third shot, the one that was the least justifiable, was the one that unalived her, and therefore I think we can actually classify this as like full-on murder. I think that's a good way to say it.
Yeah, I think that's obvious. I think it's definitely obvious.
Yeah,
Thank you so much,
yeah,
Matt. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the
yeah.
information.
Of course. Thanks.